Warm greetings from Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institution of eminence deemed to be university. Shri Anil Kumble, Dr. Bharadwaj, Dr. Madhu, Giridhar, Mrs. Kumble, all the eminent people who are joined here today from various walks of life, faculty members, heads of the institutions, press and the media, my dear students. It's a momentous occasion for all of us at Manipal Academy of Higher Education today, that this ceremony of signing of MOU and exchange of MOU between TENVIC Sports and Manipal Academy of Higher Education towards promoting sports, towards building newer sporting ecosystem in the country from the grassroots level to high performance centers, and taking forward towards jointly planning and designing newer programs, newer courses, newer certifications, and more than anything else, perhaps one of the most important aspects of this MOU is to enable the sports persons to get academic qualification as we move forward. Once we all are aware that the sportsman's career is about 10 to 15 years. Thereafter, they'll have to look at what to do, how to do, and also avenues to give back to sports. Whatever they have achieved, their expertise is perhaps little lacking in the country. This MOU envisages to build that gap and to provide that opportunity for all those sports persons, sports coaches to get into an academic milieu, contribute not necessarily about getting a qualification, but also perhaps also enter into academia as professors of practice. MAHE has already envisaged in journey that we do get people from various walks of life, not necessarily with an academic qualification or a PhD, but also in their own way, where they have reached the highest level of performance. We invite them to join the academia as professors of practice. This is the gist of this MOU. And at this end, I think it's important to remember that this MOU is not only between MAHE and TENVIC. It is between TENVIC Sports, MAHE, and the entire Manipal group. Entire Manipal group, all our sister campuses, all our own campuses, and this opens up humongous opportunities for all of us to look at sports in a different perspective. To look at sports as something which is very, very important to the nation building. To look at sports as very, very important towards enhancing national prestige. Look at sports as something which puts us ahead of many other countries, and we look at how eagerly we look forward to international sports and our own teams, the Indian teams, Indian athletes, Indian sports person achieving excellence is a pride for all of us, or every single Indian.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lieutenant General Dr. Venkatesh, Vice Chancellor of MAHE, Professor Dr. Madhu, Dr. Giridhar, Kini, my colleague Vasant, faculty members of MAHE, students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a very historic day for me and TENVIC Sports, because when Vasant and I came together to start TENVIC Sports, our dream was to integrate sports and education, because in India, at least, most of the time sport and education run parallel to each other. They don't combine. And in my view, I've always believed that education is a very important aspect to being a successful sportsman. In my own case, on the field, in terms of pressure, in terms of handling lots of other external forces that enable you to go there and then play, can all be handled with the education support that I had. And I also believe that for you to be successful being a sportsman, the most important factor that we keep hearing is about stability, is about feeling secure. I think you feel secure when you know that what if, we all go through those in our lives. What if tomorrow I get injured and that's it for me? That's the end of my career. In cricket, yes, as a career you can play up to 40, and if you're MS Dhoni you can continue to play. But in some other sports, for example swimming, and at 25 probably you need to take a call. Should I continue my career in swimming or should I move away? And it's a very difficult question that haunts every sportsman. It's not easy. And for us, when we started, we believed that for India to become a sporting nation, education is something that we have always done exceptionally well. I'm really glad that today we are signing up with a world-class university like MAHE and a world-class academic institution like MAHE. But when it comes to sport, it's still an extracurricular activity. Unless and until we integrate these two, we are never going to be a sporting nation. Like Dr. Venkatesh mentioned in his speech, India is aspiring to become the host for 2036 Olympics. But for us to get there, I think it's important that all sportsmen who want to pursue their careers in sport feel assured and there is a fallback mechanism. And that can only happen, yes, the government can only do some things, the corporate environment can only do some things, but I think it's also every sportsman's responsibility that we go ahead and build that as a career, not just in sport, but also a fallback mechanism. And for that, I'm really happy that today we've been able to get together in this fashion. I'm really thankful and grateful to Dr. Ranjan Pai. In fact, Dr. Madhu, you spoke about all my bowling prowesses, but let me tell you, when I did get that one test 100, Manipal was at the back of my bat. I was endorsing, I was a part of the Manipal University. And my dream of bringing these two together, academia and sport, was always there, right, throughout my career. In fact, when I retired, I sat together, I spoke to Dr. Ranjan Pai and then some of the members of Manipal University at that point in time, where digital platforms were just on the rise at that point in time. So we got together and then put together a strong, we sat for about 6 months, went through various meetings, put together a curriculum for cricketers who are actively playing first-class cricketers. So we wanted to do that. There are close to about 1,000 first-class cricketers in India. And how can we support them when it comes to their academics? Because cricket is a 365-day, 24/7 sort of focus if you have to be an athlete. But how do you sort of back it up with some educational support? And that's something that we started then. Maybe we were slightly ahead of our time, but I'm really happy that it's taken an organic, for us to again come together after about more than 16 years now, to come back together and then build this sporting and academia together, integrated in a way where it's not only helps athletes, where yes, of course, the infrastructure that we see here, not just in this campus, but across all the Manipal universities, is world class. So how do we bring in elite athletes to come here and train, provide them the necessary training, at the same time also back it up with support for their academics? Because that's something that we don't have in India. And I'm really happy that we are partnering MAHE today. I'm ever so grateful to Dr. Venkatesh and his team at Manipal, and also to Dr. Ranjan Pai. This association today is a culmination of the dream that I had of integrating sports. It's just the beginning, and I would like to realize this and ensure that we work together in contributing to the success of sportsmen, because it's not just about winning medals and winning awards on the field. It's also about how well they contribute back to the society after they are done, and that can only come with an integration of sports and education. And in my mind, it can't happen in a better place than in a MAHE facility. So